So let me share my screen. Yesterday, I just started explaining payable class. Payable. So first we have to complete our enterprise structure. And then only we can go ahead with our payable setup through our business unit. Each BSV one business unit, or we can go ahead with our one legal entity, one business unit. That is also possible. Depending upon the client requirement, we have to configure. So AP point of view, we should know the application flow first. Application flow, it will flow the information from top to bottom. Execution point of view, like, lowest is the highest. So the lowest, what we are overriding, that is the highest. Application flow, common option, invoice option, payment option, supplier itself 4 block. Even though 9 blocks are there, but 4 mandatory for entering a transaction minimum with 1 pay site. Supplier profile, address, site assignment to our business unit. Then invoice header, invoice line, distribution line, and installments line. In EBS, it is called scheduled payment line. So first step, where before getting to our setup of our AP, employee to be created and associated to user. Then setup point of view, there is no role other than application implementation consultant. For transaction, general ledger, 3 roles for UAT. For a training, it is 5 roles. Payable, 3 roles. Cash management. And then 2 roles related to supplier and supplier approval, supplier manager and supplier administrator. We have to provide the data access through the security context under manage data access for users. Manage data access for users. So we have to provide data access set for GL, business unit for AP, and legal entity for our cash management. Along with the user role, we have to associate. We have to run LDAP. And then we have to create our procurement agent. We can assign as many business unit possible, at least 1 business unit access privilege has to be given to the agent. Purchasing officer, buyer, add buyer privileges. Even other agents information, what are all allowed, this agent, what are all the privileges we want to enable, all are possible under procurement agent window. Next, we have to create a payment term. While you are creating a payment term, we have to identify the business unit set assignment related to our reference data set. If we are associating common set, then what are all the payment term has been already attached to common set, it will be very well available. No need to create any payment term. If we are using our own RDS association, then at least that seeded immediate payment term, we have to get an access for our RDS. If you want, you can create your own payment term also, like an immediate with or without discount, days credit with or with multiple discount, installment, fixed date, special calendar. Likewise, n number of payment terms are there in a same screen you can create. Lookups also, it is seeded one given by Oracle. One for supplier type, another one for pay group. So both are useful for automatic payment. One like a supplier type, it is useful for our report purpose. So payable lookups, we can create a pay group, and supplier type, we can do it through the offering called procurement. Not mandatory. Apart from the seeded, if you want to create, you can use. The next one, we have to start with the common option. First, you have to select the scope call our business unit, and then we have to do our setup. Liability code, prepayment, future dated, and then PO rate gain or loss, discount taken, freight charges, miscellaneous, and then prepayment tax differences, retainage, etc. Similarly, what are all the common options related to payable and procurement? We can set it there. What is our, automatic offset? Likewise, many things we can set it over there. Compared to our invoice option, except interest account, all the account code, it will come from common option. It will go to the next to lower level, only 3 codes such as liability, prepayment, bills payable or future dated payment. Remaining all are redirected to your invoice header or line. Next one, like a invoice option. So in the invoice option, exclusively for our business unit, and then we can specify how you are going to configure our invoices, like a batch number or grouping, it's mandatory or not. And then, paid invoices you want to adjust after, prepayment. Likewise, the relevant checkboxes can be enabled. Third party, override allowed, recalculate scheduled payment, category numbering if you want to change, allow category changes, and then hold unmatched invoices. Likewise, many checkboxes are there. These are all very powerful to setting it for all supplier with respect to business unit level. Invoice currency, payment currency, receipt acceptance days, and then default payment term, default pay group, terms date basis, due date basis, accounting date, budget accounting date. Likewise, many things we can set it over there. Similarly, like a prepayment, payment request, one time, all we can set it over there. Normally, common option, invoice option, payment option, the best implementation, one time setup. Maybe 1% or 2% you can go there and change. Remaining can be changed only in supplier and invoice level. Payment option, pre-date allowed, allow supplier override, allow bank account override, allow document category override, whether we need a cash account or cash clearing account, what is our default cross currency conversion rate type. These are all we have to specify over under payment options. The next one, distribution set, to explain how the user can enjoy this feature related to line item. One or multiple line consist of 100% or multiple lines with 0% also possible. So rent, advertisement, and then telephone with 0% we have created. And then I just explained the approval related to configuration. There only we are going to specify we need an approval or no approval is required. We can set it for all, even after registration are completed. When it changes, then internal profile changes, approval is required or not, whether it is routing, anything you can specify. For our class, we set it as an automatic. Supplier address, these are even site owned by your TCA. Site and site assignment, it is owned by, in EBS, it is called payable, in Fusion, it is called our procurement. So minimum one supplier, one address, one site, like a pay site, and assignment related to our business unit mandatory. So there in the supplier profile only, we are going to specify whether it is a spend authorized or like a prospective. Prospective, there is no site is required. So you can set all the parameter in supplier level, again override in your site level, or you can straight away give in site level. But withholding tax setup, we have to do it in both level. Bank account, you have to give both level. Remaining until we can give even site level. Site can supersede your supplier. In the FSM window, we can't create a supplier. Even we can create a customer possible. Supplier you can create through supplier manager abstract role with the help of procurement agent privileges. And then I just explained bank, branch, bank account. Bank and branch owned by TCA. Bank account owned by legal entity and business unit. Association is mandatory. So define a bank. With the help of bank, define a one or multiple branch. With the help of branch, you can associate one or multiple bank account. For each, like a payable separate bank account or a receivable separate bank account, payroll separate bank account possible, or one bank account for all the three check boxes. Functional currency or even a multi-currency allowed or not. Likewise, n number can be creatable. If you are using a Rapid, so the cash account will be defaulted automatically. Otherwise, we can enter it manually. Cash clearing, if you are, so in the payment option, if you select as and when issued and clearing, then so cash clearing account mandatory, bank charges account, difference in cash management, bank charges, everything we have to specify over there. Realized gain, realized loss, etc. Payable document, mandatory for it is check payment. If it is an electronic, definitely numbering it's not required. So payment process profile, what is the disbursement payment method you are going to associate, like a format what we are going to associate. The same format has to be associated at the time of creating our payable document. Then payment process profile has to be created. Definitely bank, branch, bank account, payable document and payment process profile, not mandatory for entering a transactions, only for payments. Then I open a first period, what we specified in the ledger option. First, we have to open in the GL. For that, so general accounting manager is the role, and we have to provide our data access, and we have to navigate to our general accounting and period close. Open the first period, and then target period you can very well open. Similarly, AP period can be opened, so you can navigate to your under payable invoices or a payments. And then task panel, manage accounting period, hyperlink related to our primary ledger. You can choose the first period properly, and then you can use the same concept called target or individual period can be open. It is ready set for transaction. Many transaction types are there. Manual, automatic, matching, importing, spreadsheet, etc. For a manual, I just started explaining how to enter a invoice, standard invoice and debit memo and a credit memo. So standard invoice, it is a positive sign. So in this particular window, Oracle, they have given, so targeting our liability account. So that is why it is positive. It is going to increase your supplier due balance. Account code, it will come from either from common option routed through your supplier site assignment. It can be accepted or overridden. Then it will be again defaulted to invoice header. Before validated and accounting, if you want, you can change your liability code under invoice header under more tab of your invoices possible. In the invoice window, there is a 3 blocks. Number 1, invoice header, invoice line distributions. The next one, I just created 4 invoices. One with the help of rent, overlay, replacing natural account or a cost center or a BSV. Condition, if you are using distribution set, then only overlay it is useful. Second one, I created for an advertisement. Third one for telephone, 0%. So manually, we have to enter the amount in the distribution line window. The account code, what has been defaulted from your distribution set, it can be accepted or overridden. The next one, I just explained, without a distribution, so the account and amount either through the invoice line or directly in the distribution line window, one or multiple line can be entered. And then I just explained validation. Validation, it's nothing but considering this particular payable invoices we entered manually or a matched or an automated, whether it is a valid with respect to all the mandatory field, header to line to distribution, all are properly tallied, then the validation will come. In the invoice workbench, especially other than the prepayment, only 4 statuses are available, not validated after save, and then validated, needs revalidation, and then cancelled. So the next one I just explained, validation can be done in the invoice level or like an info tile level or like, manage invoices window, either a button or in the action window. The last one through the scheduled program, payable, validate payable invoices. Next one like a create accounting. So create accounting and post subledger journal entries owned by SLA. If we are using only a draft and final post, create accounting itself sufficient. If you are using a final not transferred to GL, then we have to do one more program called post subledger journal entries. That is also can be done in different screens, such as like, in the respective invoices or in the manage invoices or through concurrent program. Scheduling is the best practice. The next one I just explained, like, supplier balance directly, which is not there because we have to create like a dashboard or kind of workaround at the moment to satisfy the client. In EBS, the default functionalities are available. Condition, why it is very tough or it is still under construction in Fusion. So payable, it is owned by now procurement. Sorry, supplier is owned by procurement. So that is why I thought I want to explain this topic through our dashboard. It's not working yesterday. And then I just explained reconciliation. Financial category, very important. If you are properly selected that pushing of information, prepare payable to general ledger program. Prepare payable to general ledger program. So while we are selecting the accounting parameter, which is not mandatory. More than one payable account code, only one financial category has been selected, then that is mandatory. So all the information, it will be pushed from our Oracle database to Essbase database. So that program which I ran, my instance, it's not work. So that's why I completed my setups in my 43 instances. So how the report will be there, I can show you, and then we will move on to our other overview and today's topics. So let me navigate to my, invoice workbench. Invoice workbench. And then task panel. And then payable to ledger reconciliation. After pushing prepare payable to general ledger reconciliation has been completed. 10,250. So even the question has come from Imanshi or some other participant. So which is mandatory? There is a question. I told validation is mandatory. Create accounting, it's mandatory only for pushing the information from payable or subledgers to general ledger. So A00 APRUQ1. So this is my ledger got selected. And then if I refresh, you can see that. So 4 invoice related to payable. Imanshi, can you clear? Is it visible, Nilmar? So 46, yeah. It's an hyperlink capability. So the beginning of the balance, it will come from the previous month, but we started entering a transaction in the month of Jan. So that's why there is no opening balances in either in AP side or in our GL side. So this is related to payable. This is related to general ledger. This is related to the difference. All are hyperlink capabilities. All are hyperlink capabilities. So this is also can be export to your Excel possible. Also, when you click on this, this will be drill down capabilities also very well available. So this feature, it's not there in EBS. So because of this reason, so what are all the invoices except invoice number 1, 2, and 3, it is not completed our final accounting posted. So that's the reason which is not tally. Likewise, almost all the information we will get it. Does it clear? Almost all the answers we will get it from here. So this is the speciality of this. So now I'm going to ask you the question, then I will move on to the next recapping. So let me going to create one more transaction. Anybody can answer this. Anybody can answer. So my business unit, my supplier, invoice number, 005 and then 14,000. Expand the line and then 14,000. Save and then validate. Save and then validate and then close. So if I refresh related to my info tile, so 5 invoices out of 1 is accounted, all are 4 are unaccounted, even all are validated. So validated is allowed for payable supplier balances increase. Demanshi, clear ma? All right. So now listen. If I'm going to run payable to general ledger reconciliation, this icon. So tell me what will be the answer related to GL AP. Choice number 1, 10,250, 46,250. 2, 10,250, 60,250. 1 or a 2? Anyone?
Oh,
Eliza, why which one? Sai, why it is 1?
2 I am saying.
Okay. So you tell me what's the answer, 1 or 2?
Me?
It's 2. From
2.
the screen, it's 2.
So you are talking about like, okay. So now you can say like, if I verify the payable to general ledger reconciliation, so it will show the second one instead of the first one, correct?
Yeah.
See, I told you when you do reconciliation, it is owned by S-base. Now the 5th invoice which I created, whether it is gone to S-base?
Just one invoice has been.
Oh, that means what will be the answer? So what Eliza says is the right answer. Same, what was the last to push, that alone it will show as a different output. Clear?
I understood.
Understood?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we check it out, Bhaskaran? That is the next question. If you go, it will ask you to choose the request on the drop down. Correct? What was the last request? APREQ1. Correct? In that, whether that 14,000 what I created today, whether it is included. Sai, definitely not. So that means that information or an output, what I explained prior to this particular output, right? Same 10,250 for our GL, same 46,250 for our AP. The difference between these two, it is ditto. Clear?
Yeah, I understood. We have to run
Bhaskaran,
on
when this will be 60,000? Tell me.
we prepare payables to
Exactly. Go to your scheduled process. Got it. Raja, I'm not confusing, pa. I'm giving you the clarity of this particular topic. Clear? So scheduled new process. So what is that process? So prepare payable to general ledger reconciliation. Normally it's case sensitive. Huh? Prepare payables to general ledger reconciliation. Previously, what was the request name I have given manually? So Bhaskaran AP REQ. Now I'm going to give it to 2, Raja. Clear? 2 means 60,000. 1 means 46,250. Clear? Sai, understood, Raja?
Yeah, yes, Bhaskar.
Super, Raja. Submit. So because why am I explaining, even though these are all related to user point of view, why am I explaining as a topic, right? When the ticket comes from end user, or while we are completing our implementation, while we are giving an end user training, we have to educate your end user properly. Otherwise, they will find different balance. Correct? That's understood. So that's why it is very, very powerful. So especially for end user training. Clear? So now I can navigate to my again invoice workbench. Now I can select payable to ledger reconciliation. Now the drop down will be very well available if you want 1 or a 2. If you want 1 or a 2. 1 means 46,000. 1 means 46,000. 2 means we will get 60,000. Comfortable? 2 means 60,000. It's completed. Yes. Apply. Sai, Himanshi, Sudishna, all are clear?
Yes, Bhaskaran. We are good.
I just click on apply. This will be replaced from 46,250 to 60,250. Any questions? Any questions?
No, Bhaskar.
Thank you. So this is related to yesterday's topics. I'm unable to see the output, so that's why I created a another one. So even I erased the ticket regarding this particular issue for that particular server. Okay, leave it. Let me continue my overview quickly. So next I explain cancellation. Once validated, deletion not allowed. Before validation, deletion is allowed if it is a manual invoice. Cancel can be done so when you have a account code issue after posting or a final accounting has been concluded. So in the distribution line, you can use a reversal. Some company, they are using sub-ledger journal entry in the SLA, but it won't affect our AP. It will be corrected only in SLA as well as GL only. So cancellation of invoice, it's nothing but invoice line. It's nothing but like a discarding the line. Again, you have to enter another line. Otherwise, header to line, it won't tally. So cancellation of invoice, it's nothing but so all becomes zero. Even the distribution positive becomes negative, negative becomes positive. That is also to be intimated to our GM. So once we enable recalculate scheduled payment checkboxes, split installment and changing the payment method, then due date override, all are possible under invoice action manage installments. Normally not advisable. Invoices can be recorded manually with or without a group. If you enter a group, one particular user, how many invoices in a day they properly created, if you want to identify. Also, this is very useful for uniqueness at the time of making our payment process request. Otherwise, optional. Almost all the companies are using invoice group batches. Spreadsheet. So there is a 2 task or a topics Oracle they have given for AP module, especially in invoice, not for the payment. One is spreadsheet invoices. Another one, it is called recurring. Both are spreadsheet. In a single month, as many invoice, you can use spreadsheet. Different frequency with the help of your general payable calendar. If you are going to create more than one, either for open or for even in a future or never open period, can be utilized through or pushed from our recurring template to our Oracle Fusion application. For recurring, what is the prerequisite? General calendar. So actually, 2 calendar in Fusion. One is payment term, another one general purpose. General purpose, we can utilize it for 2 purposes. One is withholding tax, another one is recurring. So freight or miscellaneous, if you want to allocate prorate across all line or a specific line, very well possible. Specific, it's nothing but manual. Debit memo, credit memo, both are negative. Debit memo for return to supplier transaction automatically or manually we can create, or the document generated at buyer's end. So supplier's end to reduce your supplier balance, that is called credit memo. There is no mixed invoice type in our Fusion, which is available in EBS. So this is how I just completed my yesterday topics. Is there any questions?
No, Bhaskar.
No, thank you. Any other participant? Eliza, Nelmar, all are clear. Chamain, Pratyusha, Vidhi?
No, Bhaskaran.
Okay, pa. So I think Vidhi, you have not created a bank or supplier. Remaining all, I mean, a setup point of view, I think you are created almost all, correct? Except only one is missing, right?
Today morning.
All right, no problem. Raja,
Yeah.
I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
See, everybody, see, you are all like, already experienced in either in payable or full finance or some of the modules, correct? You are not a fresher. Also, so you are like, in front of Bhaskar in so many hours also you are there. Sometimes you are getting some work from your management also. So I will repeat. See, when you are comfortable with the help of my lecture as well as my Excel document, you can do your lab even at any point of time. No worries. At least setup, you can do it. Transaction, even Saturday, Sunday also, that instance will be available. Even I will give you for 1 month, same server, you can practice. So I already prepared the feedback. You are all absolutely super. So when you are going to do a lab, day by day, any question comes, you can interact with the trainer immediately or in the next day. Once the training is completed, so that is where the problem will arise. So that is why I'm keep on pushing you people as to complete your lab, etc. But normally the way I conducted for many, like, fresher training. So normally we will call it as OJT, on the job training, we can call it as. The people will be, employee will be recruited by, like, company. So I'm going to teach them for 25 days program, 30 days program, 45 days program, etc. For them, what I'm pushing, it is very powerful or very important. But you people are already super with your knowledge. Here and there, some business scenario or some topic, you are in a consultant, you do not know whether you have come across these kind of features in this application. For that reason, you are in front of me. Also with this training, whether it is helpful for you to appear your certification or not. That's it. I totally agree. If you time permits, do your lab. Otherwise, no problem. Clear? Sudishna, Sai, Himanshi, all are clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yes, Bhaskar.
So now, hereafter, what is my plan, right? So even though the table of content which I given to your top management when I did con call with your team, see, these are all like, I have given some of the topics. It is very tough for 10 days. Normally, the training hours will be evaluated like a 8-hour session, 1 hour you can ignore like a lunch, or 1 hour or 1.5 hour leaves. Approximately 6.5 hours, 4.5 hours I will conclude my normal demo, and 2 hours that participant they will do a practice. But luckily you people agreed for, like, doing a lab off the line. So that is why I thought of, like, instead of 4.5 hours, either a 5.5 hours or a 6 hours, I'm going to give my lecture. Okay, so the documents are there, recordings are there, you can do your practice at any point of time. Clear? So don't worry, what are all the topic which is not discussed, that is also will be taken care of by your trainer with the bold, multi-period, withholding tax setup, cross currency third party, and then electronic payments. So these are all I'm going to include it in the relevant time frame. If you have any concern, if you want to do a lab in front of your trainer, you let me know. Definitely I will change the pattern. So today, the first topic I'm going to explain multi-period accounting or deferred expenses. First of all, what is deferred expenditure? See, when this is useful also, I will tell you. Yesterday, Mr. Navaneet is asked the question, but luckily he is not there. No problem. Let me explain this first. When we are getting a single bill for more than 1 month kind of an expenditure, it is very useful. Let me give an example first, then how to do this, I will explain next. So when I'm getting a 3-month, like, rent or electricity bill from the respective supplier, if we are not using multi-period accounting concept in AP, what will be the entry? 3 months rent expenditure account, debtor to liability, liability to cash, correct? then the GL wala, they are going to do a manual adjustment for the respective month, subtract for 2 months for January, and then add 1 month for February, add 1 month for March. Likewise, they will do an adjustment accrual entry in the GL. Clear? In that circumstances, multi-period, it's not required. Clear? Nelmer, Eliza, comfortable? Super. Instead of Ayo Bhaskaran, so these kind of like, annual maintenance contract, electricity, or like a 2 months, 3 months together, some kind of an expenditure. So these are all I want to. So the GL wala enforcing to AP module itself has to be splitted with a single invoice. Raja, when this with multi-period, it's not required. GL wala decided to pass an adjustment, or we are getting monthly bill separately, then multi-period not required. Clear? So when you are using a single invoice, but multiple entry we are looking for, in that circumstances, we can go for this multi-period or deferred expenditure. Some company they are using with the help of prepayment. In Fusion, it is possible with the help of your standard invoice also. So normally, if I want to perform this, very simple. You should have start period, end period for the total expenditure. Apart from our regular accounting or which expenditure, you have to give one more account code called accrual accounting entry. So I want to do it for January. Example, I want to do it for January. 23rd January or 1st January, I can put. Okay, listen. So what is the first entry? Rent expenditure, it won't come straight away. Accrual expenditure account debtor, accrual account debtor to liability. After multi-period program has been completed, rent expenditure account debtor 10,000 to accrual account. So now 1 month accounted, it will ready to transfer to GL. Clear? So what is still, instead of 30,000, expenditure has been recorded only 10,000, 20,000 it will hang. Even your financial year is going to conclude. Don't worry, no need to pass any entry in GL. It will hanging in the accrual 20,000. Then for the month of February, for the month of March, likewise, one invoice, single invoice. I will repeat, single invoice, multiple entry, multiple period entry. That is why it is called multi-period. Clear? Himanshi? Abjan? Abhijan? Clear, right? Super.
Yes.
So how
Yes.
to do this topic? Let me show you. Some of the limitation also there in this topic. Let me show you one by one. First, I'm going to create a standard invoice. You can use with, without distribution, etc. No problem. In that line window, there is a column. You should enable multi-period, start date, end date, accrual account. Only one condition or a limitation for this particular topic. Post to GL is mandatory. Draft it won't work. I will repeat, post to GL only it will work. How to do this topic, I can show you. So go to our application. Click on create. Oh, okay. I can use my regular one. Payable and then invoices. Any instance, that's not a problem. Task panel and then create invoice. Select my supplier from the list of my MP001. 30,000 for a class. I can put 1st Jan 2025. More easy. Expanded the line. Instead of rent, even I can attach single distribution. More easy. Advertisement I can attach. View column multi-period start date. Only one by one you have to enable. This is the problem. And then end date. And then accrual account. Click on this hyperlink. It goes to here. 1/1/25 to 31st March 25. Accrual account 1222 for my class. Comfortable? Comfortable, everyone? Super. Even it's a standard invoice. It's not a prepayment. Raja, try to understand. Amazing feature, huh? Right. Let me click on save. So normally what is the entry if we are not using multi-period? So what I'm going to select here, advertisement or a rent will be debited and then supplier liability will be credited. So now I'm going to click on post to ledger. It will ask me to validate first. So let me validate first. Approval I will show you as a separate topic later. Okay, right. Let me click on post to ledger. Post to ledger. Normally, what is the accounting entry? What is there in the distribution? That will be debited. What is there in the invoice header? That will be credited. But unfortunately, the moment if you given that like a multi-period, accrual entry will be debited. Clear? Clear? So now, what is the first entry? How many periods are open for our class? January only it's open. So we have to run multi-period accounting. So navigate to scheduled process. Navigate to scheduled process. Create multi-period accounting. Create multi-period accounting. We ensure before that this particular posting has to be completed. So when you are using a multi-period, before closing the period, ensure this has to be run. For example, if you forgot to run this multi-period, what will happen? This will be pushed to the next open period. You should be very careful. So now I'm going to click on create multi-period accounting. Create multi-period accounting. System will trigger. System will trigger automatically a report program. So you should select payable as a proper, as a source or subledger application. Ledger my number tab. Ledger my number tab. Period January 2025. So final yes, yes, and then submit. This particular program, it will do two activity. Number one, the deferred expenditure will create expenditure account debtor to accrual. Number two, that is also will be transferred to GL. So a refresh here. It will refresh. It will trigger report also, I told you. It will trigger report also, I told you. So this can be done even for like, prepayment also. Many companies are doing this kind of process. So this is very, very powerful in our Fusion application. So what will be the accounting entry? I'm going to show now. Navigate to my invoice workbench. Refresh here. Select our MP. Select our MP. Click on the hyperlink. Click on the hyperlink. Now the another two more line will coming to the picture on the 31st. What is that? Expenditure, advertisement or rent account will be debited. Accrual will be credited. Similarly, for February, we have to do this, or we can schedule this program. Any questions related to deferred expenditure? Sudishna, Pratyusha, Sai, any questions?
No, Bhaskaram. Nice.
Next, I will move on to very interesting topic, holes. Holes. Holes means like, holding our invoices. So there is a different holes are there in our Oracle application. So one by one, I'm going to explain. First one, I'm going to explain like, manual holds. Normally, we will use the hold to prevent the payment because validated status, many people are using like an automatic payment. When you are using an automatic payment, what will happen, right? If the statuses are validated, immediately those invoices will be picked for making a payment, either a due date or a discount date. Clear? To prevent those invoices, manually we can place the hold possible. So that manual hold, whether you want to prevent or like, you change the status to prevent the payment alone or the transfer to of GL also you want to prevent the accounting. These are all we can set it. Second one, like, full invoices like a 10,000, 5,000, I want to hold it. Split the amount in the installment or the full amount. You can enable installment hold. Status validated, but payment it's not allowed. So you are just restricting only a payment. In EBS, it is called scheduled payment hold. In Fusion, it is called installment hold. Some of the system hold releasable manually. I told you yesterday, there is a hold called duplication of invoice. We can release it. We can set it for one particular supplier invoice, not more than $10,000. More than 10,000, it has to be placed hold by the system automatically. You can release those holds are manually. Some of the system holds we can't release manually. We have to correct the consequences, such as like, line variance, distribution, quantity not received, like, many holds, system holds we can't release. We have to correct it. Goods of receipt, GRN, it's not passed. So if we selected like, three-way match. So, but that matching we are happening through our purchase order. So receipt it's not completed. System will place the hold until otherwise the receipt it's not completed. We can't do that. So matching hold and then supplier hold, such as no more new purchase order. No more single penny for the entire supplier site. Likewise, many holds are there. So first I'm going to explain like, manual hold first. If you are doing this topic, don't create a hold and release. You can use mine because it is nowhere in business unit level. It is instance level. Instance level means it is for all. First, I'm going to create a hold. What are all the privileges? I'm going to say accounting allowed and then how to prevent the hold. I will enable. What is the release reason for that hold also I will give you. One is quantity to be counted, quality to be checked. Likewise, two holds I'm going to create. Similarly, two releases. So releases, many releases we can give, but one release itself we can assign, but I will create each hold, each release. So navigation. So first step, create holds and release name. Navigation through the FSM, navigate to manage invoice holds and releases. So setup and maintenance. Setup and maintenance. Financial offering. Paste it. What are all the other holds are already there, which I don't want to trouble. For example, duplicate invoice, I told you, right? Which is already there. You want to say like, accounting allowed, release allowed and all, you can set it or you can remove that also possible. So let me click on create. Invoice on hold. So Bhaskaran, manual, Bhaskaran, manual invoice hold. I just given a name like this. You can use the same. This can be releasable by Bhaskaran or by their superior. Transaction, accounting is allowed. Listen carefully. When the people are enabling this checkbox, they are confusing here. Try to understand first of all. First you have to initially not validated. After that validated. Before payment, After validated, if you are setting it to this particular hold, that is allowed to transfer to GL. That's the meaning, Raja. If it is already not validated, if you enable, post to GL not allowed. Clear? Try to understand. After validated, if you place the hold, then transfer to GL allowed. Clear? Because the condition given by Oracle in real time, what is that? Without validation, create accounting not allowed. Clear? So that has to be followed. So now I created a hold first. Second, I'm going to create reason. Release reason. So manual invoice hold, invoice release reason. I just given a name. For release reason, there is no checkbox there. Just click on save and close. And then done. So let me go and show you what is this particular. I can use the existing invoice to save the time. So invoice number, even it is validated, even which is validated, I can take like, recurring invoice number 001. Edit the invoice. What is the status? It is validated. Let me click on pay in full. Yes, it is allowed for making a payment because it is validated. How to prevent? So go to invoice action, manage holds. Before making a payment, you have to follow this. And then click on plus. Select the hold which I created just now and then just to save. Immediately it becomes needs revalidation. Now I want to make a payment. Sorry, this status it's not allowed for making a payment. Clear? Also, if you click on this hyperlink, it will give you clear picture. What is that? Needs revalidation because manual hold. With the help of this hyperlink, it leads to the manage holds window held by Bhaskaran. Raja, clear? Held by Bhaskaran. Now, here itself, we can release either by Bhaskaran, view, column, hold, release, by, even if you save, Bhaskaran will come or Bhaskaran superior. Why it is allowed? Because during the hold, we enable the checkboxes. Raja, clear? This is called manual invoice to prevent accounting or payment. Clear? Mostly payment. Next topic, installments payment. Let me take invoice batch number 1 or invoice number 2. You can say invoice number 3. It's cancelled. Invoice number 4. It is validated. So my management wants to do not change the status, Bhaskaran. It has to be prevent the payment. Go to our manage installments. Either you can place the entire amount as a hold or you can split it. Partial, you can place the hold. That is also possible. That means 6,000 allowed, 7,000 not allowed. Clear? 6,000 allowed, 7,000 not allowed. Now I can click on pay in full. Full payment not allowed because installment holds are there. Clear? Hey, Bhaskaran, it is validated only. Click on the hyperlink. It will show you it is installments hold. Clear? Installment hold, no need to attach any release reason. Where you place the hold, there you have to release the hold. That's all. Clear? No problem related to status as well as create accounting and transfer to GL. Clear? Full amount or a partial amount. Partial amount not possible for your regular manual hold. Any questions?
No, Bhaskar.
Himanshi.
Yeah. So we can, is there anything, something like we can do partial payment in case of an installment hold?
Why not? Today I am going to explain payment,
Okay.
right? Full
Okay.
invoice, part invoice, all invoice, reducing credit memo, everything I will teach you. Now in these circumstances, what will happen? For if I'm not release that partial hold or a installment holds, what will happen? Entire 13,000 it won't show as a list. Normally in your payment window, what will happen, Imanshi? It never show the invoice amount. It will show the installment amounts. Clear? This
Okay.
will listed out in your AP payment workbench. Clear?
Okay, so
In that, if you place this amount is hold, then what will happen? 7,000 only it will listed out. 6,000 it won't listed out at all.
okay,
Clear?
we will be able to pay 7,000.
Sorry, Raja?
If an installment hold is there, we will be able to pay 7,000.
Absolutely possible. 13,000 not possible. Clear?
Okay, yes.
Fantastic, Raja. That's all. So why I'm explaining these are all things, right? These kind of doubts are like a requirement. It will come from the client. We should know whether the default feature is available in Oracle or not. Clear?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay, let it be hold. We'll make a payment, then I will prove it. All right. Fine. Invoice number 4. All right. Save and close. Next one, I'm going to explain system hold, not releasable manually. System hold, not releasable manually. So, Bhaskaran, HOLD 001, and then 21,000. Expand the line, 20,000. And then telephone, and then save. Now I'm going to validate this invoice. How many holds? Anyone? How many holds?
1.
Aha.
Amount is not matching.
Only
Header
2 holds, Raja. Number 1, header to line not tally. That is called line variance. Clear?
yeah.
I used 0%
Oh.
distribution set. Then it
Yeah.
is called distribution variance hold. Raja, clear?
Yes.
Okay. Let me check. So click on hyperlink. It will show you 2 holds are there. 1 line variance. Another one is distribution variance. Himanshi, clear?
Yes.
Okay. Bhaskaran, I'm manager. I can release this hold. She is telling. Okay, we'll go there. Manage holds window I can go. And then I will select my release reason. Any reason. Modi G. Even though it says sorry. These kind of holds we can't release. We have to correct the consequences and resubmit for our validation. Clear? How to correct? Either this should be 20 or this has to be changed to 21. Clear?
Yeah.
Right. First one. Bhaskaran is changed it to 20. He is save. Then he is clicking here. Ayo Bhaskaran, you changed it. Why it's not coming? Any system hold, please make a note of it. You must revalidate. Clear? So now I revalidate. 1 hold has been released, held by system, released by system. Now check it out.
Yes.
Now how to rectify the second one? Distribution. Amount is not there. Either even a 1 cent also. I told you yesterday, if there is no green tick mark, this distribution variance hold will come. Clear? So the amount is 11,000, 10,000 or 9,000 respectively, and then save and close. Again, you must revalidate. Again, you must revalidate. Now, the holds has been released. Go to manage holds. Raja, these are all when you are giving a demo, right? If you give like this, that you even client also, they will be very happy. These are all the features are there. Correct. So that's the reason nobody will show the demo in Oracle in front of audience through Oracle. We'll take a screenshot and I will show. Why? Because during the time any issues comes, right, it's very tough to satisfy the client. Correct? So I'm trainer, na? It's going on. That's it. So it is held by system. It is released by system. Clear? Any questions?
No.
No. What is system hold, Bhaskaran? It is releasable manually. Oh, okay, I'm going to create an invoice first. So, Bhaskaran, HOLD2, 20,000 again. Expand the line. Or I can put 11,000. And then expand the line. 11,000. Just to save. The duplication is there, it will shout. Huh? No, huh? Uh-huh. Is it C? Continue. Continue. Save. Action. Validate. Invoice. Manage holds. Held by system or held by system. Sorry. Bhaskaran and released by system. Raja, clear? Now, held by system, released by Bhaskaran, that I'm going to explain. So, some of the hold held by system, how to release it manually, I can show you. For that, let me navigate to my supplier window. Supplier window. Manage supplier. Search for my supplier. Edit supplier. Somebody created two suppliers, supplier and supplier one. I don't know why. 10, maybe. All right. So, navigate to site. Edit. Under invoicing tab region. So, I'm going to select the limit. It is 10,000. Example. I'll be back here after 2 minutes. And then save and close. Now, what is the meaning? In the supplier site level, I specified an invoice amount should not be increased, or the limit should not be increased more than 10,000. If I entered more than 10,000, what will happen? So I'm going to enter $10,001. And then expand the line. 10,001. And then say. And whole amount of hold will be placed in this invoice because invoice amount exceeds to the invoice limit for this supplier site. Just to save, then validate. So what is the status? Needs revalidation. Needs revalidation. Even though that hold has been held by system, I can assign A, B, C, D and release the hold possible. Clear? Clear? This is called held by system, releasable by user. The next one, the supplier is disputed supplier. Many invoices are due. Now my management says, don't pay any payment to. So for example, any big shot people are facing an issue. So we are going to lock the account. Likewise, the supplier payment you are going to lock. What you can do? You can hold all invoices, yes. And then you have to give a reason here. If you do, what will happen? Even though many invoices are due with validated and approved, because of this checkboxes, and you can say, yes, that's all. No more payment is allowed. No more payment is allowed. This is for like useful for purchase order matching or goods of purchase order matching or goods received. receipt of goods matching. For those respective supplier side, you can do this. I think this is I not at all never used in real time. Before validation, hold. After validation, holds will be released. Rubbish. Nobody is using. So this is how I just completed my whole topic. Is there any questions? Nelmer? Sai? Manshi?
No from my side.
Super Raja. Next, very interesting topic that is called withholding tax. In India, it is called tax deducted at source, TDS. Globally, it is called we are going to withhold tax and remit to our authority. This will be treated as an advanced tax for the respective deducted supplier. In AP module, it's a liability account. In AR module, deducted by customer, it is an asset for us. In AR, we can enjoy through our receivable activity. In AP, we can do like, automatic, semi-automatic, or manually, we can enjoy this withholding taxes. First of all, how to do this withholding tax? What exactly this? In India, there is a different sections are there. 192 for salary, 194J for professional and consultancy, 10%. So up to 19,999, no TDS, 20 cumulative, 10% has to be deducted. Rent, 194I, and then interest, etc. So many sections. So these are all we can create with some kind of like, model, regime, taxes, status, and then that status itself, like, that taxes itself in India, we are creating like, one tax related to 194J, one tax related to 194I, 194C for subcontracted ply-wise. We can create as many possible. Because in EVS, what is the disadvantage? India localization has to be installed properly. Otherwise, we can't do that. Some patches has to be given, and you can show there is no threshold features also there in our few EVS. Now it is inbuilt feature in our Fusion. So even in withholding tax, we can configure TDS for India very well possible. So if I'm going to do withholding tax, what exactly we are doing? Listen carefully, everybody. Very, very interesting topic. See, I have like, 10,000 worth of invoices I supposed to pay to my supplier. I have to pay to my supplier. What is that? So advertisement account data to supplier, 10,000. Example. If the invoices got validated, it is eligible for making 10,000 payment. Clear? Instead of what we are going to do, this 10,000 we are going to bifurcate 9,000 to our HP supplier. I'm going to create one more supplier, HP supplier, 1,000 to our tax authority. Raja, tax authority. How to do it? So some company says, no. This I will pay at the time of when I'm going to make a payment 9,000 to my supplier. That time only that 1,000 I will pay to my authority. Or either invoice validation or payment, whichever is earlier. That is why government says, depending upon the company, that TDS deducted. There is a two-part I'm going to explain. One is how much we are going to deducted from our supplier invoice. Deducted amount when we are going to create a tax authority invoice for making a payment. Like a two-part. One is deduction. Another one withholding tax invoices. So fully automatic, semi-automatic, and then fully manual. Likewise, many methods are there. So what exactly we are going to do it fully automatic? Let me show you first. Any questions? You can stop me. Any questions? You can stop me. So in this case, listen carefully. This is my regular invoice. Any questions? How much? Advertisement account data to liability, 10,000. I have to pay. 10% is a withholding tax. What is our next step? This has to be reduced to 9,000. 1,000 has to be paid to our authority. Without touching this, how to reduce 10,000 to 9,000? 10,000 to 9,000. Very simple. What Oracle says, you put debit 1,000 here. So then what will happen? This becomes 9,000. Now the entry not tally. This is 11,000. This is 10,000. Put withholding tax clearing account. Now it is ready. What is the net effect? 10,000, 9,000, 1,000 credit. Automatically withholding tax invoices got created with 1332 will be debited. Tax authority liability will be credited. This is also 0. So then what is the net effect? 9,000 to our HP supplier, standard supplier, 1,000 to our authority supplier. If you want these kind of setup or an entry, we have to follow first step. Withholding tax to be enabled for business unit level. You can enable which even class this has to be deducted. Prepayment, you want to deduct or not. Standard invoice, how to deduct. Likewise, you can specify. To whom we are going to pay? We have to pay to our tax authority. So far we created one supplier for Dell. Now tax authority supplier has to be created. Tax authority supplier has to be created. Supplier type should be tax authority. Supplier type should be tax authority. Create a withholding tax code and classification. Classification only can be associated to our supplier site level. Sometimes when we are creating a withholding tax code itself, there is a checkbox called define tax classification automatically. If you are not enabled, classification has to be created manually. Either you can do after direct creation of this tax code, either we can create new supplier or existing supplier related to withholding tax under profile level and supplier site level. We have to do some kind of a modification. Enable withholding tax for the respective supplier. And then enter an invoice, validate the invoice, verify for regular supplier, verify for tax authority supplier. This is for like a invoice validation with the deduction as well as deducted amount withholding tax invoice, fully automatic. I'm going to explain first. And then I will explain like a overview of like a semi-automatic and fully manual. Many methods are there. So one is like, flat rate. Switzerland and all, there is some kind of like, European countries, some of the places, they are not deducting more than quantum of amount for a respective supplier for a respective period. Within this quarter, don't deduct more than $5,000. Likewise, like a period limit also there. And then amount ranges 0 to 10,000, this is the percentage. 10,000 to 20,000, this is the percentage. Over and above 20,000, this is the percentage. Like an amount range is also very well available. So how to do the flat rate, I will show you after the break. 15 minutes break. Super. Withholding tax setup. How we can do a setup for automatic? One by one, I'm going to explain. So, open my setup file. Configure withholding tax setup. Task name, manage tax reporting and. Please make a note of it. Tax code means withholding tax. Tax rate means it is transaction tax. So this is the only difference. Code means withholding tax. Rate means it is transaction tax. Transaction tax I will explain tomorrow. So manage tax reporting and withholding tax options. Setup and maintenance. setup and maintenance. Financial offering, and then paste. Scope must be our business unit. Business unit. Select the event class, standard invoice, apply withholding. You want the regime to rate flow model, uncheck your manual, then it is automatic. So calculation can be done two part, one deduction, another one for withholding tax, invoice or a payment. Invoice or a payment. Start date 1/1/24 for our class. Save and close. This is the first step. Second step, we have to create withholding tax authority as a supplier. Very important thing. Tax authority to be selected with respect to our supplier classification type. Springboard, procurement, and then supplier. There is the second supplier with the same pay group I'm going to create related to authority supplier. Withholding tax authority supplier. Spin, corporation, united, and then states. Click on create. Click on create. Type should be tax authority. And then say. Navigate to your addresses. I'm going to give you address WHTADD. United space S tab. And then postal code 10,001 tab. Only remit to save and then save and close. Navigate to site. Create a site. Select the address. Rename to the site. Pay and primary. Save it. I don't want purchasing for this authority supply. Invoicing tab. I don't want to change anything. If you want to modify, you can modify. Currency, priority, likewise, you can change here. Payment point of view, check or electronic, we can set as a default. We can set as a default. Even you can give a different liability code also very well possible. I will keep this. I don't want to give any distribution set. It will come automatically. And then if you want, you can give different liability code. Save and close. Save and close and done. The next step, we have to create our payable calendar. It is useful when you are going to do like, amount ranges for period or like, period limit purpose, otherwise optional. Now I'm going to create withholding tax code, flat rate or amount ranges. The task name, manage tax codes. Manage tax codes. Manage tax codes. Go to application, setup and maintenances. Paste it here and then search. Manage tax codes. Today we are completing AP. Tomorrow I'm going to send the examinations, simplest question, don't worry, to your management. Maybe Monday or any time. They will give you some time frame, right? You can appear your exam. So click on create. Yes.
Bhaskaran, just wanted to ask you, the question will be based on only AP module or it will
Only
be
AP and security. AP
Oh.
and security. No GL, no AR, no FA at the moment. Okay. 15 questions. MCQ pattern.
And it
Sudesh,
will be based on roles also, right?
sorry?
Roles.
Yes. Roles means even I think I have not set
Any
anything.
important questions?
Totally 15 mark. 2, 3 related to security, 12 related to AP. That's all.
Okay.
One or two related to enterprise structure. So totally, like what all I covered till today, right? Like enterprise structure, functional set of manager, security, and AP. Clear? Those things I just set it as some few questions. That's all. It's very easy to answer. Don't worry.
Yep.
Right. So is there mark is very important for your company or what?
I believe so. To some extent, they have conducted the test, so obviously they
Oh,
might have
it is
some
a
plans.
weightage you are talking about for your
Hmm.
project, correct?
Correct.
In that circumstances, I will give you plan B that we will discuss during our lunch break. After lunch, before starting, will discuss. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So business unit. Let me select. If the business unit it's not coming here, that means enabling checkbox not enabled for our withholding tax configuration window. Country. United States. One regime, one country, one or multiple regime. Each regime, normally in real time, one country, one regime only we will create, associating our business unit and authority. This is how normally. So either you can use the existing, otherwise we can create our own. You people can use mine or you can create your own regime, no problem, if you want to practice. Regime. This is the top model. 1124. 1124. Tax 194J, 194C normally for our class. So you can say WHET flat rate. Date 1124. Clearing account 1332. Authority. My supplier, if it is not coming here, what's the problem? You have not selected a supplier type as tax authority. Is it clear? That is the only one important point. So zero tax, I don't want 7 rows. Business unit, country, use my regime or create your regime. For the regime, you can create a tax. For the taxes, you can select the status called exempted, reduced, standard, etc. So likewise, many status codes are available. This can be creatable through lookups. Tax rate, you can say withholding tax at the rate 10%. It's a name. It's a percentage or gross amount. I told you, right? Gross amount, it's nothing but amount ranges. If you enable this checkbox, I will repeat, if this checkbox is got enabled, classification will be created by the system automatically. What is that? Withholding tax classification will be created automatically. If not enabled, manually you have to create, because code cannot be associated to transaction via supplier site. So classifications only can be assigned. For that, if you enable, it will trigger. Otherwise, it's a separate task called classification. I'll show you that. I'm not going to use any threshold. Straight away, I will go to my rate. Rate straight away, I can type 10%, 1124. Name I can give for report purpose or period purpose. So I enable this checkbox and then save and close. If I enable, what will happen? The code what I created, it will be automatically inherited to classification code window. Classification code window. Normally classification we will use it for, in EBS it is called withholding tax group, we can call it as. So now the one what is created by your trainer, which is available here, even manually also you can create if the checkbox is not enabled, or more than one tax, like a precedence. If you are going to give tax on tax, like that. In India, 1 crore got changed, like, advance tax, education cess, etc., surcharge. In that circumstances, the compounding tax, it will work. That can be created as a tax as a separate, and then we can give a precedence, 1 or a 2 or a 3 on, like that. So for that Oracle, they have given this tax classification. Clear? Abhijan, comfortable, Raja? So for you, it is very useful. All right. So now I can go and do our necessary setup for like a existing supplier, or I can create a fresh supplier. So I will create a new supplier, HP supplier, for our class. Because today I'm going to explain supplier account merge, amalgamation, absorption, duplication, etc. So click on create. So Bhaskaran, HP supplier. Raja, this instance, my data very well available through our FSM. Any issues, you can query mine and you can find out, except supplier side. Supplier you can view because it is TCA site and all, it is respective business or procurement agent only can enjoy. Clear? And then select. So it's a regular supplier. Let me select my supplier profile. Even you can leave it as blank, or I can associate my own supplier and then navigate to income tax tab, region. Use withholding tax. We can create your rule, automated rule also possible. This is excellent in our Fusion, which is not there in our EBS. Which this condition is fulfilled, this TDS has to be deducted. Likewise, we can define a rule also possible. Modification of rule also possible. So go to addresses. Create address for HP. United and then states. $10,001. Ordering remit to and then save. Here itself we can create a tax, but normally I will go like a separate tab. That's best practice. Go to site. Click on create. Because when you are doing from that screen, again you have to search and edit for assigning our business unit. Instead of straight away we can create. Primary pay. Invoicing, my group. Because then only while doing automatic payment, all the 3 supplier it will pick or not, we can check. Invoice currency, payment currency, all are okay. Payment term, if you want, you can override what we given in the respective invoice option with respect to business unit. These are all, even it will take it from there automatically. Payment check electronic, I will explain as a separate topic. The next I will move on to site assignment. Without supplier profile, this will be grade of for our use withholding tax under site assignment. So now it is enable. It is enable, editable, and then associate the tax code what we created here. The tax code what we created here. Remaining and all I don't want to change, but I can attach my advertisement distribution set and save and close. We are ready set for like, verify our withholding tax. Navigate to payable and invoices. Payable and invoices. Let me click on create. Let me click on create supplier tab. This time I'm going to choose HP. Dell I have not enabled related to withholding tax setup. So Bhaskaran WHT1 amount 10,000. Date no problem. Line 10,000. Now I just save. So we selected as an invoice. Invoice means when you save, it won't calculate. Calculate means you can see in the bottom, these are all on the top. It will increase or add the balance. These are all, it will reduce the balance. Withholding tax, it's going to reduce our supplier due balance. That is why it will come in the deductions. So when it will come? After validation, because we selected invoice validation. The 1,000 it will come under withholding block. It will come under withholding block. Clear? You can expand the taxes whether related to transaction tax or a withholding tax. You can find out from here itself. Transaction tax or withholding tax. It will give you the tax has been created by your trainer in front of you. So that is why it came automatically. Clear, Raja? Clear, everyone? Super. What will be the accounting entry? So validation ready. Let me do my draft accounting. Entry will be normally advertisement account liability. Now advertisement account debtor 10,000, liability debit 1,000, credit 10,000, and then withholding tax 1332 credit. Clear? Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Raja, today I will send you one Oracle document. If you know this, you are expert in accounting entry, all the modules. First one, module wise, we can go for this. How the module got integrated. Second, procure to pay. What is the entry? How it is connected. Likewise, all accounting entries have, it is there in this window. Raja, clear? It's very, very useful. Many people, they are struggling how the accounting code, where it is picking from and all. Correct. So this document, it is very useful. Confidential, keep it with you. Today I will send. Next. Hey, Bhaskaran, 10,000 is ready. If you go to distribution, all distribution, you can say like, 9,000 only it is there. But unfortunately, it is 10,000. How the system is accepted? You only told that header to line to distribution has to tally. Clear? For this 1,000, system automatically trigger one more invoice. Go to task panel, manage invoice. Instead of Dell supplier, you can use WHT supplier and such. The 1,000, it will be ready. The 1,000, it will be ready. This is created. Even you can search with your description possible. The description which nothing but the invoice for which supplier, that automatic withholding tax got created. Is that clear? If you do validate, it is eligible for doing a create accounting and making a payment. Entry 1332 withholding tax clearing account will be debited. The top type of the invoice withholding. So withholding tax will be debited and then liability will be credited. Clear? So now what is the net effect? 9,000 liability to HP, 1,000 liability to our authority. Clear, clear, clear. Any questions related to withholding tax setups? Himanshi, Pratyusha, Sudikshna?
Bhaskaran, there will be only cases that we will be requiring only one type of withholding or
Number, Raja. N number. I told you, right? One supplier is in US. They want flat rate. Another set of supplier, it is amount ranges. Likewise, we can create as many tax code and attach it to the respective supplier site. Clear?
supplier sites. Okay, okay.
Supplier and supplier site. Clear, no?
Yeah.
Supplier side can supersede your supplier. Correct? Ma,
Yes.
I told you amount ranges 0 to 10,000, 3%. Okay. And then 10,000 to 20,000. In India, it will increase. In US, it is decrease. Okay. 2%. Over and about 20,000. And then it will go to 1%. Likewise, that particular supplier invoice, if it is 25,000, what will be the TDS? Himanshi, can you try? Don't say straight away 250. Wrong. So you have to say 10,000, it is 300. Remaining 10,000, it is 200. 5,000, it is 50. Raja, clear or not? 1%. Correct, na? So totally 550. Understood, Raja? Likewise, we can define as many tax codes and all possible. Got it? Himanshima?
Yeah, got it.
You know the calculation, right? How it has come?
Hmm.
In India, up to 5 lakhs, no tax. The same concept. And that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, 1st February, it's not very far. We'll see. I'm paying huge amount of tax. What to do? Nice. Nirmala Sitaraman, madam, super. Next, I will move on to our topic called payments. Payments. What is the prerequisite for payment? Anyone? If I want to do a payment, what is the first prerequisite?
Payment process profile.
Payment method.
Invoice from sir.
Bank.
Aha, very good.
Manage payment options.
Aja, very
Invoice to be
simple.
validated. Yeah.
Simplest way. Almost all the people are giving individual answer. So group not allowed for appearing OCP examination. Okay. Individually you have to appear. So the answer is like, minimum validated invoices, approved and validated invoice, predefined, approved and validated invoice, bank, branch, bank account, payable document, format and payment process profile. So Sai, you are correct. Abhijan, so you are also correct. Pavani, Himanshi, all are absolutely super. So let me go to my window. So what is the prerequisite? At least invoice must be validated. Bank, branch, bank account, payable document, payment process profile. Even somebody says payment method. Yes. Which is the payment method? We are creating an invoice for that only payment method. That payment method only allowed for making a payment. But one small changes in Fusion compared to our EBS. So bills payable, we can use it even for check payment. There is only one changes in Fusion application. Remaining the respective payment method only we can go for making a payment. So what are all our payment methods are there? Seeded payment method such as check, electronic, wire, bills payable, ... Check means it is like a paper document, like an instrument. Wire and electronic, only small difference. With Oracle, electronic. Without Oracle, wire. So away from Oracle, that is called wire. So we are going to trigger an EDI through the mail. We send it to our banker. Banker will initiate the payment from my bank to my supplier. That is called electronic. Away from Oracle, GPay or net banking, that is called our wire. So wire means we are already made a payment. We are just going to incorporate to update our supplier balance. That is called wire. Clear? Payment has been already done. Bills payable, it's letter of credit, etc. So payment types in Oracle application, In the regular payment window, quick, manual and refund. So quick and manual, it is a positive sign. Refund is a negative sign. Quick means with the help of Oracle, we are going to take a print advice. Updating supplier balance. Also, we are going to send the advice to our supplier for encashing the payment. That is called quick. Away from Oracle, the payment has been made. Recording a payment, that is called manual. Only create accounting supplier balance updation. Clear? That is called manual. Record. Refund. Negative sign in invoice workbench, that is called credit memo or debit memo. Negative sign in payment workbench, that is called refund. Raja, AR to make a refund has to depend on AP. AP no need to depend on AR for refund. Clear? Why? Even a refund also document mandatory in AP module. Clear? For invoice payment also document predefined invoice, either a debit memo or a credit memo or a standard invoice, mandatory for net payment negative, that is called refund. So automatically or semi-automatically, we can auto selection of invoice, bulk payment if you want to do, that is called payment manager in release 12. It's nothing but payment process request. With the help of these things, so your trainer is going to explain many topics. Functional currency payment, foreign currency payment, cross currency payment, bills payable payment, third party payment, withholding tax authority payment, stop initiated, temporary stop, and then reissue, void, prepayment, payment process request, with or without stops. So likewise, many topics I am going to cover one after another. So first topic, like a functional currency payment. All the steps are ready. For example, let me go to my application. I'll go to payable and invoices, and then I can say whether all are completed. Only one is incomplete because it is related to never open period. Is that clear? Which is related to never open period. Bale. Is it create accounting is mandatory for making a payment? Anyone?
No.
Absolutely right answer. Pakka. Super. But create accounting, when it is mandatory, without invoice create accounting, we can't do create accounting in action window of your payment workbench. Clear? Super. Otherwise, you can run a program, create accounting for both invoice and payment together. Clear? So now I am going to explain different payment method. Pay in full. We ran some concurrent program called payment process request. If some of the invoice, like a one invoice displays system hold, system it's not unable to pick at the time of your payment process request. That one invoice is pending. Supplier is sent a mail to us, so our management is decided to release the payment. So such kind of scenario, we can navigate to your invoice workbench, rectify the hold. From there, you can make a payment. That is called pay in full. Raja, clear? In a single invoice, making a full amount payment from the invoice itself, that is called pay in full. Clear? Very few companies are using in real time. More than one invoice, not allowed. Credit memo pay in full, not allowed. Debit memo pay in full, not allowed. Changing the predated instead of system date, I want to make a payment to yesterday date, not possible. Change it to check to electronic, not possible. So these are all limitation of our pay in full. Clear? But still, many companies are doing this. So manual payment not allowed, refund payment not allowed, only quick payment allowed. Create accounting also, we have to do it like a separate task, either from the payment workbench or through the scheduled process. Even though lot of limitations are there, we can very well do this. So far, your trainer, he explained what are the statuses in your invoice workbench related to other than prepayment. Now, status I am going to explain related to our payments. Number one, issue. It is Useful only for bills payable. Negotiable. When you are making a payment after ready for enhashed by supplier, then it is called ready to dispatch or ready to deposit. That is called negotiable. Cleared means, so through the BRS completed, bank reconciliation statements got completed, the status changed from negotiable to cleared. Temporarily holding the stock and then release or cancel stock, and then again it becomes negotiable. Void, so it is equivalent to voided, cancelled. So Oracle, they don't want to use the same naming convention for invoice as well as the payment. So cancelled means invoice cancellation, voided means it is payment cancellation. So what are all the payment we are going to cancel are voided? So those invoices becomes open now. It won't be. So again, it's due now. Accounting entry point of view, the payment in options, if you select issued, then the entry will be supplier liability to cash. If you select issue and clearing, supplier to cash clearing, after BRS, cash clearing to cash. So after a BRS, whether we need an accounting entry or not, only want to change the status, use this method. You want that accounting impact, use this method. Clear? So Oracle insisted day by day BRS is the best practice when you are using cash clearing. Clear? So now I'm going to explain like a first topic, what is pay in full. So before that, is there any questions? Participant?
Can you repeat please again the negotiable status?
Aja, very simple, ma. See, negotiable is here. Okay, negotiable means what? I've given a check to Himanshi. She can present the check now onwards. Clear? You presented it. How can you know whether you encashed or not? We will go and find out from our bank statement. Then only we will do BRS. After BRS, it becomes cleared. Got it?
Okay, got it. Yes.
So negotiable will be changed to cleared after reconciled. Yes, got it. Now the question. If you are using issue, negotiable itself, you will get cash account. Raja, comfortable? If you are using issue and clearing, negotiable, it is cash clearing. After cleared, you will get cash account. Got it?
Yeah.
So which one? Do you want cash clearing or not? That you have to set it under payment option. Raja, comfortable? Himanshi?
Yes.
So your trainer, what he selected, straight away issue only. That means he never get cash clearing at all. So very simple, ma. BRS or a cleared status, you need an accounting entry or not. That we have to discuss. Raja, in long back, when I was worked like an accounts person, outstation check, it will take 21 working days, right? Nowadays, it's not like that. Check means even 1.5 days. Now, Nirmala Sitharaman ji, she is going to bring it on 1st December. Even check also will be cleared the day itself or within a minutes. That is why she is going to bring through RBI. So then you can use NEFT or RTGS, everything not more than 30 minutes nowadays. Correct? In that circumstances, so negotiable itself, cash comes, it will reduce to that extent of our bank balance. Clear, clear, clear?
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm going to explain what is pay in full. Any other questions, participant? No. Right. Let me place the cursor here. So there is invoice number 2. It is unaccounted, but it is not paid. So batch invoice number 1 also I can take. Unaccounted, not paid. So action pay in full. Limitation number 1. There is no date change options here. Manual, quick, refund, we can't change here. By default, quick. What is the payment method that particular invoices got generated, that it will come. We can't change. Raja, clear? Date can't be changed. So payment process profile, payable document, number, it will come from that. Just submit, no create accounting, you have to do a separate. Payment completed. How can you know this is a quick payment, Bhaskaran? At the time of defining our payment process profile, we used one format called standard check format. Standard check format. It will run. We have not given a banker or like a printer or whatever it is. I think we have given test printer or what, right? So if you see that format file, it will run. That file, which is the format which is given by your banker with the help of our technical consultant, that it will do like a pre-printed stationery. Filling the blanks, name of the company, date, amount in words, amount in numerical. Likewise, it will create. That is why payment process profile association of disbursement format very, very important. Any questions, Pa? Himanshi?
No.
Raja, this is only for a training, this standard check format. Okay, in real time, normally that format will be created by your technical people. We have to collect the format and test printing and all we have to done. Then only we have to tell our users to click on this. Correct? 14,000. Invoice number and which is supplier, what is our instrument number. Clear, clear, clear. Super. The next one I'm going to explain. Okay, all right. Is it create accounting? It's mandatory. I said, sir, I forgot to see that whether the payment is done or not. How can you verify? So payable payments. Whether you are doing a direct payment, full payment or pay in full payment. So you can very well come to payment workbench. Manage payments. That is also I will create favorites. So today's date I can put. Select my bank account I can select and then save it. More easy to default many information. Can I do create accounting of this invoice under this window? Anyone? Can I do create accounting?
Yes.
Okay. Action,
And yeah.
accounting and draft are post to GL.
Ledger.
Into mark will come. Why? Because it is validated unaccounted. So that is why it will come as error here. It will come in payment workbench. Error here. Why? Without liability. So purchase account debtor to supplier liability. If the liability is not created, how it will brought forward in ulta side, correct? So that's why system says unable to do create accounting here. Got it? Himanshi. So how to rectify? Method number 1. Go and identify the invoice number and then do the create accounting. Come back here, do the create accounting of this payment. Method number 1. Method number 2. Run a create accounting for both invoice and payment together. Got it? Raja, understood, Raja?
Yes. But you asked that we can
You
do.
said like, without a create accounting, we can very well do the payment. I did the payment. Payment, it's not a problem. Ma? Accounting, it's the problem. Why? I can show you. So now we can go back to this particular topic. So your trainer, he paid that entire 14,000, but unfortunately the invoice liability, it's not created. Clear? Himanshi, understood, pa?
Yes.
So now how to rectify? Number 1, to Juku. Number 2, manage payments. Correct? Now I can search here. Now I can do what happened? Let me go inside and do the create accounting. Sometimes my mouse is giving trouble. Huh? All right. What is the entry? Successfully tick mark will come. Liability account debtor to cash. Why cash?
Because we selected at issue.
Issued. Avladhan Raja. That's it. Himanshi. Pakka. Understood, right? Super, Raja. This is the connectivity of our payment option, invoice option, common option, etc. So, which invoice has been paid for this particular payment? Anyone? Now the user is asking, give me that in answer here itself, Bhaskaran. Don't worry. Expand here. Invoice number, it will come here. Got it? Himanshi. Comfortable? Sir, if it is more than one invoice, what will happen? Those many liability account will come. That's all. Clear? In pay in full, can I make partial payment? Anyone? Sir.
No.
How it is possible? The name itself, it is pay in full. Correct. So, if I want to do, so our friend, so Himanshi madam says, during our one topic call, we place split amount when we have given some check boxes, correct? 6,000 and or 7,000. Partially we place the hold also, correct? So either a part payment or a full payment or reducing credit memo. If you want to do more than one, that is not possible in our pay in full. Okay. Can you prove it, Bhaskaran? Okay. Listen carefully. Manage invoices. Search for invoices. Raja, listen carefully. Now pay in full is available. The moment I place the cursor in credit memo, you can see the magic here. Where is CM? Immediately pay in full is gone. Got it? So credit memo pay in full not allowed. That means refund it is not possible through pay in full. Clear? Next, if my cursor is in fright, yes, it will come. More than one invoice I select and pay in full. Sorry, not allowed. One payment. Raja, clear? Now participants are asking, sir, more than one invoice I want to pay, sir. Okay. So now the next topic, payment through payment workbench. Direct payment through workbench. Manual payment through payment workbench. Task panel and then create payment. Now the interview question. So let me select my supplier. 3 supplier I have. I select Dell now. I will select Dell now. No discount, I don't want. Changing the date possible. Changing the payment method possible. All are okay. Manual means what? That format file it won't generate. Clear? That is only. If you want, I can show you. No problem. And then disbursement. Okay. So I said I'm going to ask you one question. Okay. So payable document, I can select now. So question I'm going to ask you. Anybody can answer. While I'm clicking on selection of invoices, which 3 scenario, those invoices not available here? Anyone? Which scenario, those invoices are not available here? What are all the scenarios? Anyone?
One that are not validated.
Super.
If payment method is not same.
Okay, marvelous.
Payment currency.
Okay, marvelous.
Business unit, not civic, no.
When it is needs revalidation, it won't come. When, Raja, listen carefully. When you people are running a payment process request already, selection of invoice done, payment is not completed, those invoices also it won't come here. Raja, that is very important. Try to understand. Payment process request not completed, but selection has been done, those invoice it won't come here. Clear? It is selected for payment, but payment it's not completed. Clear? Then those invoices, if you want to bring it here, you have to terminate your payment process request. Then only it will come here. Clear? Ma, why I'm telling you these many things, right? These are all the questions it will come in your OCP examination. Correct? Understood? All right. So now I'm going to select first one. Bhaskaran sir, invoice number, it is 13,000 or 11,000. Why it is coming 6,000?
Another 7,000 is on hold.
5,000 placed hold. That's all. Clear, Raja? Not 7,000, sorry. It is 5,000. Why? Because I've given first invoice 10,250, second invoice 11,000, 6,000, 5,000. I did split installment. Got it, Raja? So this is the one. Comfortable. Even the 6,000, I want to make a partial payment. That is also possible. Imanshi madam, understood? Control, click, 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 click. Right. So now what is the payment amount? 20,000. Out of this 6,000, I want to pay only 3,000. Yes, that is also possible. That is not possible under pay in full. Clear?
Yeah.
Super. For that entire invoice, 8,000 is the due. For this particular installment, 3,000 is the due. Clear? Next, you can use accounting post to ledger also possible. Accounting to post to ledger also possible. Clear? This is our second topic. Third topic. Discount payment. What is discount? It's a cash discount. Clear? First of all, what is cash discount? It will come in the invoice workbench. No, at the time of payment. So click on invoice. I can click on complete. Take the invoice number bad 2. Bad 2. Then it is on 22nd. Let me edit this. Is it paid or what? So now I want to show you one small information for my participant. I'll go to manage invoices. Search for the invoices. Bhaskaran, how can I know that invoice has been paid by which check instrument on which day? So 2 payments or 3 payments. Likewise, if you want to see the payment history, Raja, try to understand. If you want to see the payment history, listen carefully. So if you want to edit the invoice, select the box, pencil icon. If you want to see the payment details, don't edit. Straight away you can click on hyperlink. I don't know why Oracle they have given this. Straight away you can click on the hyperlink. It will show you what all the payment we have made for this particular invoices, for which is your payment document, what is our instrument number, how much we paid, all the history, whether it is a payment or applied through prepayment, all the history it will come. When not through edit, directly hyperlink. Raja, understood? Raja, understood? Super. So now again I'm going to manage invoices. So discount payment I'm going to explain now. Discount payment I'm going to explain. Edit. So edit means it will goes to invoice edit window. Hyperlink means it will show payment details. Is that clear? Super. So now I can select my discount payment. Terms date, I can change it to today. Otherwise, today if I want to make a payment, it won't calculate. Raja, this is not the due date. From this date, it will calculate due date. So now the due date becomes 23rd. Clear? Today I'm going to make a payment. So manage, or you can say payment workbench. Task panel, create payment. Task panel, create payment. Select my supplier. Select my bank. You can default your bank also possible. Profile, document 1002. Selection of invoice, FRT 001. Click on OK. Discount, it will come. Sir, 10,100. Why it is calculate 1,000? Anyone? It should be like 1,010. Nah? Why it is 1,000? Anyone? Hello? Hello? Participants, you are there, right? Elmer? Eliza?
Due to
Eh.
payment terms.
Next.
Okay.
Payment term, if it is not there, it won't calculate discount at all, Raja. How it will calculate partial? Correct?
Okay.
Any
Can
other
you-
option? Eliza?
Can you show once the invoice related to this?
Himanshi?
Can you show once the invoice related to this?
Okay. Invoice. Huh? I can show you. If you asked, I can show you. Right. FRT 001. Okay, ma? Okay. She wants to investigate. What's the problem? Right. Nice. FRT 001. What is the invoice amount?
10,000, 10,100.
Then 10% how much? 1,010, na?
Yeah.
Why it's calculated 1,000? That is my question.
Is it because of the tax setup
Or
discount?
we have applied some rounding rule also.
Almost you people are reaching the answer, but unfortunately not the triggering answer. Reason, Raja, we exclude discount calculation under invoice option. Exclude tax, exclude freight. There is a checkbox. I'll show you. Have you seen somewhere, right? Yesterday. Manage.
This supplier has tax.
Common options, maybe. Yeah, invoices.
I asked for discount up.
Exclude tax calculation.
Raja, clear. I've given 100 for a freight. Understood? Pa? That freight got excluded. What is second? Only item cost into 10% is equal to 1,000. Got it?
Yeah.
Himanshi, comfortable, right?
Yes, got it.
Yusha, understood, right?
Yes, Bhaskar.
Right. So that is why it's excluded a freight and it calculated only for item cost. Even tax also there, it will exclude. Comfortable?
Yes.
What is the accounting entry? What is the accounting entry? Anyone? Purchase account data to liability, liability to cash and discount. Got it? So manage payments. Search for payment. accounting in draft. So whether invoices got accounted, oh, okay, forgot, no problem. So the entry will be like, liability account debtor to liability. It's not generated properly. Why? Because we split it like, pro rate across all items. That's reason. So once the create accounting is done, then we can verify this. Clear. Right. So now what all the topic has been completed. If you see that, like, discount payment over. Direct payment over. Pay in full over. Manual means no advice. Create accounting over. Cash clearing over. Now I will move on to, like, foreign currency payment. What is foreign currency? Other than ledger currency, any invoices got created, that same currency, if you are going to make a payment, condition, multiple currency checkbox got enabled for that particular bank, then we can go for this. So what is the entry? How we are going to do this topic? Listen everyone. Foreign currency payment. So at the time of assuming I will use this topic on 1st January 2025, 1 GBP is equal to $2. Appa, this is only for training. Don't tell Trump, he will shout. That's it. How can you say $2, Bhaskaran? That's all right. Then today, 23rd Jan 25, 1 GBP is equal to 1.9 USD. So what is the entry? What is the entry? The entry will be like, 1st Jan. Purchase account debtor to liability. $20,000. Clear? Himanshi, sir, you are always explaining in accounting entry. I told you I'm non-accounting background. That is why I'm keep on telling.
No.
You say you don't know technical, right? That interviewer, he will ask you a lot of technical questions. Reason, they will reduce your salary package. Correct, na? And that's all. No, my intention to teach what exactly this accounting entry to explain to you, nothing else. Okay. All right. So now in the GBP entered currency, it will come as an accounted currency with respect to our ledger currency. At the time of payment, what is the entry? See, our supplier says, hey, Bhaskaran, you are giving $1 to your banker or $21,000 to your banker. That is not my problem. Please pay me 10,000 pounds. Raja, please pay me 10,000 pounds. What is the entry? On 23rd. So we decided, our government says, our RBI says, our the rate is 1.9. So when we fulfill 19,000 USD, it will take care of the 10,000 pound. But unfortunately, we created a liability for 20,000. The 1,000 to tally this accounted block, that is called realized gain or loss account. Credit means gain, debit means loss. This is called currency fluctuation, gain or loss. This will be treated as a expenditure or revenue. It is allowed across the world in the profit and loss account. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Yes.
So how to do this topic? What is the first step? Identifying which foreign currency you are going to enter the invoice and payment. 2. Enable foreign currency checkbox under and defaulting your cross currency conversion type. Daily rates, whether it is there or not. If it is not there, we have to upload from spreadsheet. If the override is enabled, editing is possible. So we have to specify the realized gain or loss account from PO to invoice under common option. In the payment option, rate type can be defaulted. In the bank account, we can specify multi-currency checkbox as well as invoice to payment, that account code, like a realized gain or loss, At the time of business unit assignment, it will take it from there. Invoice option, we can set it for all supplier. What is our invoice currency? What is our payment currency? In the supplier side, if you want, you can override that. It will be defaulted to our invoice header. Even we can manually select what is our invoice currency or payment currency, override in the respective invoice level also possible. Clear? So how to do this topic? I'm going to show you the first step, then second step, I'm going to show you one after another. So navigate to setup and maintenances. Setup and maintenances. Manage common options. Manage common options for payable and procurement. Payable and procurement. This is purely from purchase order foreign currency, one date. Invoice creation, it's another rate. Then another date. Then it will take here. This is not for payment. This is for purchase order to invoice. Second, in the payment option, we can default for payment. What is our currency? That default for invoice. Invoice option. What is our invoice currency? What is our payment currency? Don't change it here. This is for all supplier, respective supplier. Otherwise, change it in the invoice level. Otherwise, change it in the invoice level. Manage bank account. Two things. Two things. One ticket has come. Bhaskaran, when we are going to make a payment, my bank account, it's not coming. During the foreign currency topic only, that particular ticket has come. So one of the student, she is supposed to identify the error. Number one, she said, sir, multi-currency is enabled, sir. Still it's not coming, sir. Active button, it's got disabled. Govinda, Govinda. Is that clear? Bank account should be enabled. If not enabled, it won't allowed for making a payment. Is that clear? So likewise, many issues will come in real time that has to be verified properly or identified properly. So click on pencil icon. So listen carefully. So if you uncheck Govinda, Govinda, clear? If you uncheck none of the payment allowed. If you uncheck foreign currency payment not allowed. And then realized gain or loss account for respective business unit, it will take it from here. Invoice to payment, it will take it from here. Invoice to payment, payment to clearing, it will take it from here. Now I'm going to explain how to enter our daily rates. Manage daily rates. Raja, don't worry with respect to the task. I think you are all experts. I know very well. It is there in the Excel. Manage daily rates related to corporate. I said override. It's allowed for our class. What is the meaning? After upload through spreadsheet, override allowed. So let me navigate to our daily rates between GBP to USD from 1st January 25 to 23rd January 25. Corporate, search it. So I want this has to be changed to 1.9. This has to be changed to 1.9. Similarly, the 1st January, I want to change it. Raja, don't use same date. There won't be any fluctuation. $2 is equal to 0.5. If you don't know, just remove shift tab and tab. It will come automatically. Clear? It is called inverse rate. Save and close. So almost we are ready, set for this particular topic. Almost we are ready, set for this particular topic. Just a second. Right. Now I'm going to create an invoice. Now I'm going to create an invoice. Click on create. Click on create. Select the Dell supplier from the list of value. FC001 foreign currency. Drop down, change it to GBP. The moment if you change it to GBP, payment currency, it will change automatically. If you want to change the payment currency to different, that is the next topic. That is called cross currency, which is not there in our EBS. 10,000 pound on 1st January 2025. Expand the line. 10,000 advertisement I can select. Just to save. Bhaskaran, which is the cross currency? Show more an accounting tab region. It will show you what is your rate. It will pick it from the respective table. Action validate. Action create accounting to show the accounting entry. Otherwise, no need to do accounting. Payment validation is mandatory. So two blocks will coming to the picture. Accounted block as well as entered block. Entered in GBP, accounted in USD. This is nothing but our ledger currency. Any questions? Sai, clear everyone? Right. So now I'm going to make a payment. So payable payments. Payable payment. Task panel. Manage payments. Search for our payments. Here also you can create a payment. So select my supplier. Abhijan, he said during why that particular invoice is not coming. Reason, one of the reason also. So you can specify which is our payment method as well as which is our currency. Sai said, so I can select my bank account. If my bank account it's not coming here after selection of my GBP, then multi-currency it's not enabled. Select payment process profile. Select our payment document. 1003. Only one invoice will come because we selected like a GBP. Now on today's date, the difference it will goes to which account. Go to our advance. You can see here it will come 1.9, 19,000. 19,000. Let me save and close. In the manage manage payments. So I can do my create accounting. So in the accounted block, credit 1,000 it will come as a realized gain account. Any questions? Nilmer, Sai, Charmaine, any questions?
No, Bhaskar.
Thank you.
None so far.
So the next topic I'm going to explain. Invoice currency USD, payment currency GBP, that is called cross currency. The previous topic, first topic, USD to USD. Next topic, GBP to GBP. Now the topic, USD to GBP or GBP to USD. How to do this topic? Please make a note of it. This feature available in Fusion, which is not there in our EBS. So the topic name, before lunch, this is our last topic. That is called cross currency. First step, specify ledger option. Under specify ledger option, we have to specify entered currency balance account. This is very important, vital setup. Otherwise, this topic, it's not possible. Specify ledger option. Specify ledger option. So let me take out this code. Entered currency balancing account. I'll paste it in the notepad. First step. Now I'm going to create an invoice. The same. I will do it on 23rd itself. Click on create. Create invoice. So my supplier. Now I'm going to select USD Bhaskaran CC001 19,000. Show more. Change it to GBP. Change it to GBP. Cross. Don't forget, before save, this has to be done. Once you saved, you can't change. Now, for invoice window, there is no problem. Why? Because that invoices got created under functional currency. There won't be any issue at the moment. No daily rates required for this particular 19,000. So let me validate first. And then let me do accounting entry for our class. So what is the entry? Very simple. Advertisement account debtor to supplier liability. Advertisement account debtor to supplier liability. Let me make a payment in GBP. So in GBP, what is the scenario, Bhaskaran? See, in real time, very few places this is possible. Many movies also there. We'll give a currency here. We'll collect the currency from different currency. And that's it. So payments. Task panel. Create payment. Select my supplier from the list of value. Select my supplier from the list of value. Select the payment currency. It is GBP. Select my payment process profile from the list of value. Now, selection, only one invoice will come. It will come 19,000. It change it to 10,000 pound. It will change it to 10,000 pound. It will change it to 10,000 pound. If it is a different rate, so what will happen? The difference, it will goes to either it will reduce to 10,000 or it will increase to 10,000. Luckily, on 23rd, so 1.9, that is why exactly 10,000 came. So accounting entry, that is very tough here. Whether you people understood or not, I'm going to show you. Then we'll go for lunch. So manage payments. Search for payment. Select our for view, action, accounting draft. View accounting. We are going to check two parts here. Everybody listen. Part number 1. Invoice created in USD multiplied by 1. That is nothing but USD. Clear? Clear? Super. Payment completed in GBP 1.9 into 1.9 That is completed. No problem for accounted. But entered, it is not tally. To entered, to debit and credit to balance. So Oracle, they have given in the specify ledger option 014007826000. That account code, it is going to tally credit GBP, debit GBP 19,000. To tally debit USD, credit USD. This is also tally. This is also tally. To entered currency got tally, that specify ledger option will allow us to do this cross currency conversion topic. Is there any questions?
Can you please repeat this accounting?
One more time. Just a second. Just a second. Just a second, Raja. See, what is the entry from the invoice workbench? We created one entry for 19,000, correct? In which currency, pa?
USD.
Super. So there won't be any problem because our ledger currency is USD, correct?
Yeah.
Super. Now I were going to make a payment on which currency? If it is USD, there won't be any issue. Clear? We are paying in which currency? GBP 10,000, but unfortunately, it is 19,000 on, accounted block. Clear?
Yes.
Raja, understood. So, in this case, we will put this is entered block. This is accounted block. Comfortable? Raja, comfortable? Super. So now, what is this currency? 10,000 pound. It's nothing but 19,000 USD. Got it? So we are completed a liability. This invoices got paid, and that's all. How the cash account has come here. Got it, Raja? So invoice is how much? 19,000. Raja? So the payment has been done by way of cash. Comfortable? Raja, comfortable. So unfortunately, what is problem here? Debit 19,000 USD. Correct? Credit 10,000 pound. This is got tally. Yellow got tally in the accounted block, but unfortunately, USD and GBP not tally. Correct? To tally these two, it is come from where? Specify ledger option. To tally this, to tally this. Immediately, you can ask me one question. Ayo Bhaskaran, whether it will affect our trial balance. Correct? Trial balance is normally in which currency, ma? Foreign currency?
No.
Which currency?
Functional currency.
Okay. So now 17826 debit and credit becomes 0. Got it? Now liability to this account come. So that is why it is called entered currency balance. Comfortable?
Okay. Yeah.
Pratyusha, any questions, ma?
Yeah, like difference between that functional currency and foreign currency payment and this cross currency, both are same, right?
No, Raja. See, USD, it's an invoice currency. USD, our payment currency. This is called functional. Correct?
Yeah.
Invoice in GBP, payment in GBP, that is called foreign currency. Raja, clear?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Invoice in USD, payment in GBP, it is foreign cross currency. Raja, clear?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Ratish, understood?
Yes.
Either it could be USD to GBP or GBP to USD.
Yes.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
We purchased car from UK. That guy says make a payment in US. That's clear?
Yeah.
That's it. That is also coming under cross currency. Correct?
Yes.
Then which is mandatory? Specify ledger option is mandatory. Comfortable?
Yes. To balance that.
Yeah, Raja. Any other questions? So before lunch, I think we are completed as per the task. So remaining, I'm going to cover after the lunch. So recording number so far, okay, 5. 5. Let me check. Then 6. 7 I explain. Okay, after business unity. Let me check. Seven after our common options. Now 8. This is our 7. So today we covered, I will correct this other one. This is 5. Based on my recording, I will correct this, which is 6. 3 and 4 pakka. Which is 6, I will let you know. And even we can kind of now itself. A rapid setups review. Six. Bank account creation. Right. So afternoon, I'm going to cover some of the other payments and period close and all. Is it clear? Some of the other payment and period close and all. The recording number becomes 8. 7 will be uploadable. 7 and 8 to be uploadable around 7 o'clock. So now we'll go for a lunch. We'll meet at 2 o'clock. We'll meet at 2 o'clock. Leave the meeting and join on or before 1:55. Thank you very much. Lunch.